Well, now there is a spotlight on state-owned entities this week. That's good news. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Public Enterprises has been visiting SoEs to assess how they are delivering on their mandate. Let's find out how the visits have gone and how angry is the chairperson of the Public Enterprises Committee. It's always good to have Mr. Khaya Magaxa joining us on the show. Khaya, good morning to you. So, SOE-wise, I know there was a visit regarding SAA, but I'm sure many viewers, we're still in the middle of stage 2 blackouts, want to know what is the committee's view on our disaster of an electrical system in this country. Good morning.
Good morning, sir, and good morning to your viewers.
Electricity-wise, talk to me about that. I know there was a visit to SAA, but I think the public interest right now is not our airline, it's our electricity crisis. What's the view of the committee on that? We'll talk about aeroplanes in a moment.
Well, the committee is still confident, though of course concerned about the state of the situation, but we're still confident that the DPA, including Eskom, will resolve the matter through the Eskom executive, and we got a briefing on Tuesday that the situation is still under control and there won't be a total blackout. And there are processes in place to actually continue resolving the issue.
Who does the committee think is ultimately responsible for the disaster that we have? Is it the minister? Is it Eskom? Is it the CEO? There must be a view of the committee as to who's the point person you want to get answers from as a committee.
Well, of course, Eskom has a CEO, has a board of Eskom, and also we as a committee, which is a legislative arm of the state, we are also looking at answers to all those people, including the minister as a shareholder. We also understand the whole background that culminated to this situation. And we know for a fact that there are processes in place in order to resolve the matter. We are also mindful of other factors that contributed to this matter that has dealt with at the Zondo Commission. Therefore, we know for a fact it's a combination of a lot of problems. We cannot just point a finger without appreciating the problem, where it comes from.
We're going to talk about SAA in just a moment, but I do want to talk about the airline as well. Just last question on Eskom. Khaya, if you don't mind, what's your timeline on this? Because certainly you must be the committee that is not only wanting answers, but wanting answers by a certain time. We're being told we could have 100 days of blackouts. Surely that's not good enough for a committee being led by you.
Well, the situation is not easily predicted as you used to. Understand that at some point there were completions that were taking place at Medupi, and Kusile was about also to be completed. And the timeline was that at the mid of this year, all those problems at Medupi and Kusile will be finalized. However, there was a problem of fire that emerged at Medupi that reversed these problems. Therefore, we're still confident that that timeline is going to be met by by September this year, according to the report we get from both the executive and the board of Eskom, including our shareholder.
Oh, forgive me, badly timed cough, Khaya, forgive me. Okay, let's talk about one of the other troublesome state-owned enterprises at the moment as well, SAA. If I have this correct, wasn't there a deal in place last year for a majority shareholder to buy into SAA to get them out of trouble? But to my understanding, that hasn't happened yet. What do you think is going on at SAA?
Well, that's one of the reasons that we went there. Our intention was to get an update on the business model. Since there was a business partner, now we're no longer fully control of the entity, and also to get the answers in relation to the performance of that airline. Of course, we did get all that briefing. We are confident now, as I'm speaking to you, that there is a progress and a strategy in place, and there is an equity partner, and that process is still dealt with. It's not like 2 days or 3 days processes. It's a process that could take until mid this year. We are confident that the Department of Public Enterprise is conducting due diligence in the finalization of the agreement. There are still some conditions outstanding before the deal is being finalized.
So are you saying by the middle of this year or the end of this year this deal should be concluded? Sorry, I think I may have lost the audio.
According to our understanding and the briefing we got yesterday, by mid this year, the briefing will, the whole deal will be completed and finalized.
Okay, well, it's about time. It's just taking a very long time, but staying on top of it for us is the chairperson of the Public Enterprises Committee, Mr. Khaya Magaxa, joining us this morning. Two big issues. One was SAA, one of the main reasons I wanted to speak to the committee, but of course we can't talk to the Public Enterprises Committee without asking, of course, about what is happening with Eskom. Lots of timelines, lots of plans, but yet here we stand, Irma G, with stage 2 blackouts as we take a look at what's happening in the traffic.